Phil and Still Hobbies, and today, well, sadly, it is very close to the end of Dragon Ball Super. And what I'm going to be doing for the next week or so is I'm going to be coming out with a little game. I'm actually going to be doing 7 videos, because of the 7 Dragon Balls, on Dragon Ball itself. I'm going to tell you guys how I got into Dragon Ball, what are my likes, what are my dislikes of Dragon Ball, and a whole bunch of others. Here is my list. Go ahead and check them out. Today we are going to be doing, of course, the first one, which is, what do I love about Dragon Ball? What do I like? What really gets me always coming to Dragon Ball, right? That's what today's video is going to be, and I hope you guys do enjoy today's video. Like, share, subscribe to see more of my videos, and without further ado, let's get on with the video. Okay, so what do I like? I say like, but let's face it, what do I love about Dragon Ball? And I'm not only going to tell you what I love about Dragon Ball, but I'm basically going to tell you my favorite part of Dragon Ball. And my favorite part, the part that I absolutely just love about Dragon Ball, is the entire Trunks arc. Now, the Trunks arc consists of course, Trunks, the androids, and the Cell Saga. Even though I know many people separate them into 3 arcs, I don't. I always call it the whole thing the Trunks arc, or the whole thing the Cell Saga. For some reason, I just do. And let me tell you, during the Cell Saga, to me, during the Trunks arcs, to me, is Toriyama's best writing in all of Dragon Ball. And you know what? It's very difficult to write a time travel story. Trust me, it is. And truth be told, in Dragon Ball, even the time story that Toriyama tells in Dragon Ball actually has a lot of flaws and plot holes of its own that are kind of fun to explore, but they do create a couple mini paradoxes, and so because of that, time travel is one of the hardest things to write when it comes to storytelling, because it just creates way too many paradoxes, way too many problems. And I'm not saying that what Toriyama did was perfect. What I will say is that what he's been able to do with time travel in the Dragon Ball series, I think is the best writing of the entire series. I think it's the best example that you could do of all time travel stories. I'm not saying it's the best, but what Toriyama did, to me, was definitely one of the best, in my opinion. I absolutely just loved what he's done with the Trunks coming back to time because of his future being ruined by androids, them finding the androids being born here on Earth, being more powerful than even Saiyans, and of course the whole thing about Cell. My god, you know what? I didn't really get into Dragon Ball until high school. And even in high school, when I started getting into Dragon Ball, when I first met Cell, you guys remember the episode, right? We have actually Piccolo going down to planet Earth because this one town has been destroyed by this monster, and he finds this monster, Cell, and you know what? Everything about Cell's first form gave me chills. I'm not even kidding. Still, to this day, whenever I watch the Cell Saga, even if I watch the Cell Saga from Team 4-Star, Dragon Ball Abridged, I still get chills whenever I see Cell, the first form of Cell. It's just so creepy. It really, really is. And him with the ability to absorb people, I thought was just terrifying. And again, the whole alien thing, the whole android thing, the whole time travel thing is Toriyama's best writing in all of Dragon Ball. It really, really is. Now, with that said, I should talk about Dragon Ball Super here for a second. There is the Goku Black arc in Dragon Ball Super where the future Trunks comes back, and if I sit back and ignore what the Goku Black arc does for Dragon Ball and just sit back and enjoy Dragon Ball the way you're supposed to, I enjoy myself. I actually really did like the Dragon Ball Goku Black arc, and I will say that it has good writing. I I wouldn't say that it has the best. In my opinion, the Goku Black arc in Dragon Ball Super uh, is probably the sloppiest writing I've ever seen in all of Dragon Ball. And even the Saiyan hair thing going from black to gold just because Toriyama didn't want ink in Goku's hair anymore. I say that was better writing than what the Dragon Ball Super Goku Black arc did. Personally, I like the Goku Black arc. I do. I just don't think it was written very well. And the whole thing about it is the whole thing about Dragon Ball that I love. The whole thing with anything that I'm into, even, I know this is gonna sound weird, but even SpongeBob, even though SpongeBob doesn't have an overarching story, every time I used to be a big fan of SpongeBob, every time I watch an actual episode of SpongeBob, I always criticize the episode story, even though it's just one episode story. I still criticize it because the whole thing about stories to me is I don't really mind animation, even though yes, an anime should have good animation. That's why it's called an anime. I don't mind animation. I don't mind special effects in movies. I don't mind stupid cartoons like SpongeBob or Fairy Odd Parents. But what I do mind is the story. And if the story isn't written very well, then I generally just don't enjoy it as much as I should. And to be honest with you, yes, I would definitely say because of that, because of the storytelling, the story writing, Dragon Ball Super, the Goku Black arc isn't my forte. I think it really messes up what they did in the Cell Saga or the Trunks Saga, but I absolutely love the writing in Dragon Ball, the Trunks Saga, Cell Saga. I thought that was just fantastic. I thank Toriyama for the storytelling in that. And that is it. My favorite part of Dragon Ball, the thing that always gets me to come back to Dragon Ball is always going to be the story. And the story in Dragon Ball, especially the Trunks arc, is my favorite. It's my favorite arc, my favorite story of Dragon Ball. Let me know down in the comments below, what is your favorite part of Dragon Ball? What is your favorite thing about Dragon Ball? Let me know down in the comments below. And like, share, subscribe for more. And I'm out.